Hello there, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to show you the top 10 mysterious things that happen on Earth. But before starting the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get notifications of our latest videos. Generally speaking, we humans like to think we've got a pretty darn good handle on this planet of ours, with the world being such a hectic, tense and confronting place. That illusion is quite important to us. Now, it's certainly true that science and technology are advancing at a ridiculous rate. That's just the way of the world. Scientifically and medically, too, we're making huge progress every single day. Despite all of that, there are some subjects that continue to baffle even the greatest minds of our time. So, let's just begin. Number 10. The Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle, probably the most controversial and curious stretch of water on the planet. It's found in the North Atlantic, off the coast of Florida, and stretches to a loosely defined area around Bermuda and Puerto Rico. As you no doubt know, it's got a spooky reputation as the setting for numerous mysterious disappearances of boats and airplanes. Over the years, research has offered up various possibilities for some of these events. Temperamental and unpredictable weather in the region, the sheer volume of craft in the area. It's one of the busiest routes in the world. However, conspiracy theorists over the world tend to prefer the paranormal or extraterrestrial explanations for these disappearances. Number 9. Bigfoot. I've got to say, I've never been quite convinced by cryptozoology. It's a fascinating branch of scientific study, but there's just something about it. The Loch Ness Monster is a fantastic and captivating concept, and it'd sure put Scotland on the map if the thing suddenly did rear out of the lake for a bite of haggis, but it's all a little far-fetched. It's a similar deal with Bigfoot. Whether you call it Yeti, abominable snowman or Sasquatch, numerous cultures have a legendary creature of this sort. Scientists are largely skeptical, of course, but in 2013, Bigfoot was given an official species designation, Homo sapiens cognatus, which means related to humans by blood, essentially. Its existence continues to be debated. Number 8. Deja vu. We've all experienced the odd feeling of deja vu before. It's that tingle you can't quite put your finger on, that sense that you've definitely had a particular conversation or been to a particular place before. You can't really define it and you certainly can't predict it, but you always recognize it immediately when you feel it. Science is at a loss to explain deja vu, already seen in French, but there are all manner of spiritual theories. A popular one is that we're getting the briefest glimpse of one of our past lives. Number 7. Atlantis is in Japan? There are few geographical legends as popular as Atlantis, an island first mentioned in Plato's works. Supposed real-world locations for it are still discussed today. Perhaps a mysterious site at Yonaguni-jima, Japan is the key. According to Listverse, a diver happened upon a series of formations of stones down there, which had been submerged for around 2,000 years. They were first suggested to be naturally forming, but it's unlikely as they're very neat and angular. The current belief is that they're the remains of an ancient city, around 5,000 years old, that was submerged by an earthquake. This is generally accepted, but there's no proof for that. Number 6. It's raining. Animals? As I say, I get a reasonable amount of snow here, not to mention quantities of rain that are totally unreasonable. We're equipped for that, though. We've come to accept it, we can deal with it. When cats, dogs and angry arachnids start raining from the sky, though, that's every possible kind of uncool. According to Listverse, though, this happens much more often than you might think. Frogs, tadpoles, spiders, fish, eels, snakes, and worms have all been recorded as raining from the sky, and so is raw meat. One bizarre night in Kentucky in 1876. The major theory for this is that said animals were carried through the air, tornadoes or the like, but there's no recorded evidence of this ever being witnessed. Number 5. UFOs, inexplicable flying objects. The existence of aliens on our planet has always been a popular subject in the media. Movies like the Men in Black franchise present quirky beings from a range of planets, all inhabiting Earth, disguised as humans, completely unbeknownst to the general public. Now, nobody's taking the Men in Black movies seriously, of course, but the fact remains that lights in the sky and full-on sightings of UFOs have been being reported for decades. Classic flying saucers, cigar-shaped ships and all kinds of spacecraft besides have been seen. Some of these events, such as the Mariana UFO incident in 1950, more on that at outer places, continue to be investigated and scrutinized. Number 4. The Hesselin Light, a slice of strangeness from Norway. Right alongside the usual UFOs, we've also got the lesser-known phenomenon known as UFL, unidentified funky lights. Granted, that's not really the name because I just made it up, but the lights themselves are real. Since the early 1940s, Hexapolis reports, Norway's Hesselin Valley has been home to beams of unexplained light. They've ranged in color from red to yellow and white, and sparked particular interest during the period from 1981-84, when they started to appear much more frequently. During that time, research institutions from around the region began Project Hesselin, which hasn't really been able to come up with any explanation for this curious sight. It's thought to be connected to extraterrestrial activity. Number 3. The Crooked Forest, Poland's peculiar pines. As a huge horror fan, I tend to find that the most unnerving stories in movies are those that center around something normal acting abnormally. I mean, monsters and great slathering beasts are one thing, but strangeness in familiar places is much more frightening to me. Because it's relatable. Near the Polish town of Gryfino, there's a grove of pine trees that are definitely all kinds of abnormal. They're growing, or have been manipulated, in a most peculiar fashion. As with so many strange cases in this rundown, all kinds of theories have been suggested, but nobody really knows why the trees look like this. Number 2. Magnetic Hill. This time, we're looking at a phenomenon that isn't exclusive to a particular place. There are so-called gravity hills all around the world, from Guatemala's Paso Misterioso to India's famous Magnetic Hill in Ladakh. Whichever one you visit, the optical illusion tends to be the same. Cars will appear to be rolling backwards, water will seem to flow uphill, all sorts of odd things. It's all very mysterious, and while theories about the horizon and visual points of reference being off make perfect sense, many prefer to believe that there's something supernatural about these places. Number 1. Skeleton Lake. There's much more to this one than meets the eye. What's notable about this feeble, 2-meter deep lake in Uttarakhand, India? I'll tell you what. The darn titular skeletons, that's what. Hundreds of them. When the snow on the frozen lake melts, the resident skeletons are revealed. As Atlas Obscura reports, we do have a reasonably good idea of what happened here. The remains seem to date back to around 850 BC, and comprise two distinct groups of people, guides and travelers, presumably. Their demise, it seems, was the result of heavy blows from above, which is believed to have been the result of a sudden violent hailstorm. Again, though, this is all theorizing. So, this was the list of our top 10 mysterious things that happen on Earth. Hope you liked the video. Make sure to like, subscribe and share the video with your friends. And we will be back with another best topic next time. Thanks.